your criticism of Gorsuch, Judge Gorsuch and Citizens United. Tell me what your complaint is with respect to Judge Gorsuch and Citizens United, just briefly.
Sure, absolutely. First of all, we believe that based on his record in two cases, Hobby Lobby and Riddle v. Hickenlooper, that you have a recipe for striking down some of our last remaining protections against big money. He went out of his way in Hickenlooper.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but I only got 5 minutes.
Okay.
I understand now. Do you really expect a nominee for the United States Supreme Court, whether he or she is nominated by a Democratic president or a Republican president, to come before the United States Judiciary Committee and talk about what's good policy or bad policy?
Fortunately, he doesn't have to get into policy to just talk about enduring democratic principles. And I also think that the Heritage Foundation, the number of right-wing organizations that are anti-campaign finance reform that have backed his nomination for the court would be surprised to learn that he was at all ambiguous about Citizens United, which is one of the most important court cases in recent memory, and where all of the principles around grandly interpreting the First Amendment to give and protect the rights of millionaires and billionaires to spend unlimited amounts was just a continuation of a set of ideological jurisprudence that I would be surprised to hear him part from, and he didn't when he had the opportunity.
I understand how you feel about Citizens United, but I want to understand your criticism of Judge Gorsuch as a nominee for the United States Supreme Court. You're criticizing Judge Gorsuch for not coming before this body and offering a policy preference in terms of campaign finance in elections in America?
I'm not criticizing the judge. I am saying that he had an opportunity to say basic principles about our democracy and upholding an interpretation of the First Amendment that would protect a vision of one person, one vote. He was asked multiple times about many different issues concerning campaign finance reform, including cases where he went out of his way to write concurrences on majority opinions that put into doubt his opinions in future cases about issues such as the scrutiny level for campaign contributions, which is, to date, we believe a matter of settled law, and the very possibility of moving into corporations giving direct contributions to candidates based on his concurrence in Hobby Lobby.
And you would prefer to have a nominee who agrees with you on those policy issues?
I would prefer to have a nominee who was open to considering the facts. And we have seen that since Citizens United, the facts have shown that some of the basic premises, the idea that independent spending is actually independent and can't corrupt, the idea that disclosure is real, have been proven false.
All right. I'm going to put you down as doubtful on Citizens United. Okay.
Thank you, Senator.
Ms. Hill, how do you